Let me ask you something simple. When did getting up from a chair start requiring effort? When did carrying groceries start feeling like a workout? When did climbing stairs start making you pause halfway? Most people over 60 accept this as normal aging, but here's the truth. It is not age doing this to you. It is muscle loss. And the difference matters because muscle loss is something you can actually fight back against. Now, here is where it gets interesting. Most people reach for eggs, maybe a protein shake, maybe some extra chicken at dinner. Reasonable choices, but not the smartest ones for your age specifically. Because there is one food that research shows outperforms eggs for muscle building in adults over 60. It costs under $2. It requires zero cooking, and there's a strong chance you have walked past it in the grocery store 100 times without thinking twice. Today, we're covering 8 of these foods, simple, affordable, and backed by real science. If you're new here, this channel is made specifically for people over 60 who want simple, honest health information. Hit subscribe so you never miss a video like this one. Now, let's get into it. So let's talk about what is actually happening inside your body and why it matters more than most people realize. Starting somewhere around your mid-40s, your body begins losing muscle mass gradually, but after 60, that process speeds up. Research suggests adults over 60 can lose anywhere from 3 to 5% of their muscle mass every single decade, and for some people, it happens even faster than that. Now, you might be thinking, okay, so I'm losing some muscle. Is that really such a big deal? It is, and here's why. Muscle is not just about strength, it's about everything. It protects your joints, it keeps your balance steady so you don't fall. It regulates your metabolism so your body manages weight and energy properly. It even plays a role in how well your immune system functions. When muscle goes, and it goes quietly, everything else starts feeling harder too. But here's the part that most people are never told. After 60, your body develops something called anabolic resistance. That's a complicated term, so let's make it simple. Basically, your muscles become picky. They become harder to feed. You can eat the same amount of protein you've always eaten, and your body will absorb and use significantly less of it than it did 10 or 20 years ago. Think of it like a sponge that has slowly stopped absorbing water as well as it used to. This is why so many older adults eat what feels like a reasonable diet, eggs in the morning, some chicken at dinner, and still keep losing strength. It's not that they're doing something wrong, it's that their body's rules have quietly changed and nobody told them. And this is exactly where most common solutions fall short. Protein shakes can be expensive and are often hard on digestion for older adults. A lot of diet advice out there is written for younger people, not for bodies over 60, and simply eating more of the same foods without knowing which proteins actually work better for aging muscles rarely moves the needle. The good news? Once you understand what your body actually needs at this stage of life, the fix is simpler than you might expect. And that's exactly what the rest of this video is going to give you. Food 1. Cottage cheese. This is the food the title promised, and once you understand why it works, you'll never overlook it again. Cottage cheese is a soft, mild, fresh cheese, inexpensive, widely available, and almost completely ignored by most adults over 60. But here's what makes it special. It's loaded with something called casein protein. Unlike the protein in eggs, which your body absorbs quickly and burns through fast, casein digests slowly. It feeds your muscles steadily for hours. Think of it this way. Eggs give your muscles a quick splash of fuel. Cottage cheese gives them a long, slow, steady drip, especially overnight, when your body is actually doing most of its muscle repair work. A small bowl before bed could make a real difference in how much muscle your body holds onto while you sleep. And if the taste feels too plain on its own, just add a little fruit or a drizzle of honey. It becomes something you'll actually look forward to eating. Food 2. Canned sardines or mackerel. Stay with me on this one because the science is hard to ignore, even if the smell puts you off. Canned sardines and mackerel are 2 of the most nutritionally dense foods you can buy for under $2. They're rich in complete protein and omega-3 fatty acids. And for adults over 60, that combination is particularly powerful. Omega-3s don't just support heart health. They actually help your muscles use protein more efficiently. They reduce the inflammation that makes joints ache and muscles feel stiff after even light activity. Less pain means more movement. More movement means stronger muscles over time. And before you write this one off, try mixing it into a salad or stirring it through pasta. The flavor is genuinely much milder than most people expect straight from the can.
Food 3. Lentils. Here's something that surprises almost everyone. 1 cup of cooked lentils contains more protein than a large egg. Lentils are small, inexpensive legumes that most people only think about in soup, but they deserve far more credit than that. Beyond protein, they are packed with fiber, and fiber is directly connected to gut health. This matters more than people realize. A healthy gut absorbs nutrients properly. If your digestion is sluggish or struggling, even the best protein sources go largely to waste. Lentils help the whole system run better, which means every other food on this list becomes more effective when your gut is in good shape. And the best part? If you buy them canned, there is zero preparation involved. Just rinse and add directly to whatever you are already cooking. Food 4. Greek yogurt. You may already have this in your fridge, but there's a good chance you're not using it in the way that benefits your muscles most. Greek yogurt contains roughly double the protein of regular yogurt, but the real key here is timing. Research consistently shows that older adults who consume more protein earlier in the day, at breakfast rather than saving it all for dinner, preserve significantly more muscle over time. Your muscles are most receptive to protein in the morning. Greek yogurt is one of the fastest, easiest ways to take advantage of that window with zero cooking involved. Just make sure you're reaching for the plain, full-fat version rather than the flavored ones. Flavored Greek yogurts are often loaded with added sugar that quietly cancels out everything you're trying to do. Food 5. Edamame. Most people think of edamame as something that arrives at a Japanese restaurant before the main meal, but it might be one of the smartest daily snacks an adult over 60 can eat regularly. Edamame is young soybeans, frozen, affordable, and ready in under 3 minutes. What makes it genuinely special is that it's one of the very few plant-based foods that contains all 9 essential amino acids, the complete building blocks your muscles need to repair and grow. Most plant proteins are incomplete, missing pieces your body simply cannot produce on its own. Edamame is the rare exception. Buy it frozen, microwave it for 3 minutes, add a pinch of salt, and you have a complete muscle-supporting snack that costs almost nothing. Food number 4. Canned tuna. This one has been around forever, but there's a specific reason it belongs on a list built for people over 60. After 60, many adults experience a gradual reduction in appetite. You simply do not feel as hungry as you used to. The problem is your muscles still need consistent fuel, whether you feel hungry or not. Canned tuna solves this quietly. It delivers a very high amount of lean protein in a very small, easy-to-finish portion. And instead of mixing it with mayonnaise, try mashing it with avocado instead. You get added healthy fat without the unnecessary extra calories, and it actually tastes better. Food number 5. Whole eggs. The title mentioned eggs, so here's the honest answer. Eggs are genuinely excellent. The goal was never to replace them. The real issue is this. Many older adults eat only the whites and throw away the yolk thinking they're making a healthier choice. But the yolk is where vitamin D, vitamin B12, and healthy fats live. 3 things adults over 60 are frequently low in, and all 3 directly support muscle health. Eat the whole egg. You're not cutting corners, you're getting more complete nutrition at no extra cost. Just don't rely on eggs alone. Pair them with 2 or 3 other proteins from this list, and your aging muscles will have a far stronger foundation to work with. Food number 8. Tofu. This last one is for anyone cutting back on red meat, watching their cholesterol, or simply looking for more variety in their weekly routine. Tofu is made from soybeans, mild in flavor, high in protein, low in saturated fat, and a solid source of calcium all at once. For adults over 60, that combination matters deeply. Strong muscles need strong bones underneath them. Tofu quietly supports both at the same time in one affordable, easy-to-find food. If you've never cooked with it before, start simple. Buy extra firm tofu, press out the water, cut it into cubes, and pan fry with a little olive oil and your favorite seasoning. 10 minutes from start to finish, and it works in almost any savory meal you're already making. All right, let's bring everything together. We covered 8 foods today. And before you walk away thinking you need to buy all 8 of them this week and completely overhaul how you eat, stop. That's not the point. That's actually the opposite of the point.
Here is what today was really about. Cottage cheese gives your muscles a slow, steady supply of protein, especially powerful overnight when your body is quietly doing its repair work. Canned sardines and mackerel bring omega-3s into the picture, helping your body actually use the protein it receives and keeping inflammation low enough to stay active. Lentils prove that plant-based protein can be just as powerful, and that a healthy gut makes every other food on this list work better. Greek yogurt reminded us that timing matters. Getting protein earlier in the day, at breakfast instead of saving it all for dinner, is one of the simplest shifts an adult over 60 can make. Edamame showed us that a complete protein source can cost almost nothing and take 3 minutes to prepare. Canned tuna quietly solves the appetite problem, delivering serious nutrition in a small, easy portion when hunger is not cooperating. And eggs, the whole egg, yolk included, belong in your routine, just not alone. Pair them with the other proteins on this list, and you give your aging muscles a far more complete and effective strategy. Finally, tofu reminded us that strong muscles need strong bones beneath them, and that one food can address both without any complicated preparation. Now here is the one idea that ties all of this together. The problem after 60 is not simply that you are not eating enough protein, it is that your body's relationship with protein has changed. Which proteins you choose, when you eat them, and how consistently you show up, those 3 things determine whether your muscles hold on or slowly fade. None of this requires a special diet. None of it requires expensive supplements or gym membership or a complete lifestyle overhaul. It requires small, consistent choices made regularly over time. That is what actually moves the needle after 60. Not perfection, not a dramatic transformation overnight, just the right foods, eaten with intention, repeated often enough to make a real difference. You now know exactly where to start. Before you go, let's talk about something important. Everything you learned today is genuinely useful. The foods are real, the science behind them is solid, and if you start making even 1 or 2 of these changes this week, your body will respond. Maybe not dramatically, maybe not immediately, but consistently over weeks and months, the difference will be real and it will be felt. Stronger mornings, less effort on the stairs, more energy through the afternoon, a body that feels more like yours again. That is not a fantasy. That is what consistent, smart nutrition actually does for people over 60, and you now understand it better than most people your age ever will. So take that seriously, because the people who watch videos like this one and actually do something with the information, even something small, are the ones who feel the difference 6 months from now. Now, if any part of today's video is useful to you, do one simple thing. Leave a comment below and tell me which food surprised you the most. Was it the cottage cheese, the edamame? Maybe the sardines caught you off guard. I read every comment personally, and your answer genuinely helps me understand what to cover next. And if this gave you even one idea worth keeping, a like takes 2 seconds and helps this video reach another person over 60 who needs this information just as much as you did. Now, here is what I really want you to do next. We talked today about eating the right proteins, but here's something that will stop you cold. There's one vitamin that your body absolutely requires to turn all of that protein into actual muscle. Without it, everything we discussed today works at maybe half its potential, and studies show that up to 80% of adults over 60 are deficient in it, most of them without any idea. I have already made that video. It's short, it's simple, and after watching today, it is the single most important thing you can watch next. It's sitting right there on your screen. Click it now, because what you're about to learn will completely change how you think about your daily routine. Your strongest years do not have to be behind you. They might just be ahead. If you have any medical condition or are taking medication, contact your doctor before, please.